Hi everybody, I'm Kim Hewitt and we are currently working on getting the Blackboard section set up so that by Monday, June 2nd, it's ready to go for you guys. I'm actually building some pre-start materials in there that you'll want to make sure that if you've checked them out, if you've kind of worked through this stuff, then you'll be really ready to go on Monday. And even if you haven't done this stuff, you can get going with it on Monday. That's fine. I think you're teachers and you deserve a break, and I know that your semester, I'm making this video on Tuesday, May 27th. This is the last day of your school year. It could be you need to just take a few days. So even if you wait till Monday to really get going, as long as you know that maybe next week you put in a good 10 hours, I think that you can get up to speed on everything that you need to do. The only problem with waiting till Monday to do anything related to this professional development is that your stipend might not be paid exactly when some of the early birds who've gotten the paperwork in, theirs might be paid a few weeks before yours is. But you're going to be paid your stipend no matter what, as long as you get that paperwork into me. Try to get it into me by August, and you'll be paid by some point in 2015 for sure. I'll put it that way. But the sooner you get it in, the more timely of fashion we can get that paid. Okay, so what do I want you to do right now? This week before that June 2nd start date, I think there's a few things that I'm going to try to nudge you to do. So one of those is to try to log into your Cobb County Learning Management System. A link to that will be provided with this video that is going to be sent to you with your email. So the link, and I'll go ahead and read it out, and you probably know what the link to your Blackboard system is, but it's cobbk12.blackboard.com. And so you're going to want to log in over here, and I'm going to go ahead and just log in. I'm logging in through my husband's account. Don't tell anybody I did this because I have him set as a student view, and I like that view. Right now, I think all of you are set as a student view. I think that's a good view to start with. If you guys want me to open you up and turn you into the instructor designer view, I have no problem with you seeing the background. You might like to see that perspective, and that was sort of my intention, that you would all have that viewpoint. The problem with that viewpoint is it's very cluttered. It has a lot of extra stuff. So I think it might be good to start through the student view, and then eventually, at any point, if you want me to change you over to the instructor view, I can do that immediately. I just don't want you to not be able to find stuff because there's so much more noise and clutter inside of the learning management system. Okay, so I'm going to log in as Jason Hewitt, one of our fellow student accounts. You should hit login, and some of you may be super familiar with this. It could be that you work in this all the time. I have not been really told, and that's cool. You guys have Atomic Learning. We have it too. If in case y'all don't have access to it, we can make sure you do. Okay, and then you should see Tool TQP Project under your courses. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. We'll see what I've gotten here for you so far. So I've made an announcement. I want you to check that out. And at the bottom of it is a sort of a little checklist. And then I have other items to be added. So later this week, I'm going to add at least one more thing to this pre-course module that I've built. So, and I also put in a resource here. In case you feel like you're not seeing content, check out this How to Make Sure You're Seeing All the Content tutorial. I'll open it up very quickly. It says Courseden. That's what we use at University of West Georgia, but this tutorial will apply to you. So like, let's say you're in Firefox and you think content is being blocked like a YouTube video. Just make sure that you know there's a little shield up there in Firefox. You click that and you tell it to disable protection on this page, and it will allow all the content to show. So Google Chrome, it looks a little different. In the upper hand right corner of area of your address URL field, you'll see that shield. You need to load unsafe script, and then there's some instructions for Internet Explorer. So content does get blocked by these browsers. I think that tutorial should help you with that. So check that out and refer to it often. So these are the items I want you to maybe try to nudge yourself to do if you're feeling like working on this week after your crazy 180-day whirlwind of a year, I'm sure. But over here on the left, if you click the content button, now if you don't see it, you can hopefully do this drop down and see the word content, click content, and then go into the pre-course activities. So here, the first thing is a welcome video, followed by a huge blank space. And then down here, you see that I've given you a link to it in case you don't see it. But We know if we see a big blank space and it says there's a welcome video there, that we're being blocked. So I'm going to go ahead and unblock. You need to refer back to that announcements page, click on that tutorial if you're not in the browser I'm in. I'm in Mozilla Firefox at the moment. So I'm going to click the shield because it's blocking me right now. I'm going to do the little drop down next to it. I'm going to disable protection on the page. It's going to refresh. It's going to kick me out because that's what Blackboard likes to do. I'm going to go back to content, go back to where I was, go back to pre-course activities. Now, when we get to welcome video, there it is. Now, this is the video that I sent out to you guys a couple of weeks ago on May 9th. You may have already watched it. If you did, great. Move on. Then we've got the stipend-related paperwork. I've gotten that from about half of you. So if you're one of the folks who hasn't done this yet, I've gone ahead and put the information here. Check it out. Send in your paperwork. It doesn't, it's not putting spaces between stuff very nicely. But anyway, we've got 3 forms you want to fill out. You want to fill those out, send them to me. You can either mail them to me, you can email them to me. I did send I sent Venetia the fax number to my department. I can do that. You can email me and I'll send you that fax to my department at UWG. So just check out that paperwork stuff. Get that done. Then join our Edmodo site. You may have already done that a few weeks ago. Then this is new stuff here. Save the dates. And during the first week, if you want to tune in for a live meet and greet, we're going to say hi to whoever is there. We'll kind of say, hey, who are you? Kind of quickly meet each other sort of live. We're going to be using Blackboard Collaborate, so I might say a few things about using it just for that session. And then I'll probably talk about what we're doing in week 1 briefly. We're talking 5, maybe 8 minutes of a walkthrough of what you're going to want to do. And really, the point is just to say hi. It'll be open-ended conversation. And there's going to be 2 sessions. We'll do one on Tuesday morning from 10 to 11, and we'll do one on Thursday night from 9 to 10 p.m. They're both the same format. If you tune into one, don't feel like you have to tune into the other one. It's just really a save the date. It's to let you know that there's going to be live meetings. They're optional. If you want to tune in, great. If nobody shows up, my feelings will not be hurt. I'm an online teacher. I do this all the time, and sometimes nobody ever shows up. And, I could do a sign-up list, but really I want it to just be an informal drop-in thing. If you tune in, you want to come in, great. If nobody shows up in the first 5 or maybe, let's say 10 minutes, I'll probably shut it down from that point. So that's there. That's a tool that we have available to us, Blackboard Collaborate. It's used by a lot of online learning organizations. It may not be the best live meeting tool, but we have it at University of West Georgia, and you guys can play with it. We can give you, if you're really interested in pushing your skills with it, I can set you up with your own room that you are the moderator of, and you can run sessions. That's not really a requirement for what we're doing in this professional development course, but you can certainly do that. And so I'd be glad to empower you with that. We can play with it. It's a tool that we have at our disposal. And it's the tool we'll be using to have online meetings in this class. There's a mobile app that you can get on your mobile devices. I do urge you to make sure if you do that to be careful that you're not using your phone data. Instead of that, you're using Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you could really, if you do a lot of online meetings through the mobile app, then you're going to be using a lot of data eventually. And then you may be paying a lot of money on your bill. So there's a mobile app. You can also, if you have technical problems with the setup, you can call in. So you could call in, you could use the audio on your phone, and you could use the video feed, the visual through the computer. So there's always, that's kind of cool with these tools, is that there's different ways to tune into them. That mobile app, though, I think works really well. It actually works better than the computer sometimes if you go that way, and it's for Apple and Android. Another thing you can do this week is you can actually sign up for the Georgia Virtual School course, because this is a course that's being hosted outside of this Blackboard system. The point of this Blackboard system is to kind of be a gathering space where we can talk to one another. I will very soon be setting up sort of discussion areas. Hopefully not too many. I don't want to overwhelm you with extra stuff, but areas where we can do things together. The Edmodo site is a social area, right? But I don't really want it to compete with Blackboard during the summer. The purpose of signing up for the Edmodo site, maybe we can play with it a little bit this summer, but really I see that as maybe something we play with more in the fall. We'll decide as a group what we want to do with it. Could be we don't use it at all. But I thought let's go ahead and sign up for some stuff and make sure that all that's out of the way. But really, this summer, Blackboard's the place maybe where you start. Maybe you stop here on your way to the Georgia Virtual School class. Maybe you check in here a few times a week. You see how other people are doing or what's frustrating other people, for example. Maybe other folks have good tips for us for helping our journey better as we go through the GAVS course, GAVS being Georgia Virtual School. So this is sort of the wrapper, the foyer on your way into the, the dining hall, or the foyer, I don't know how you say that word, the front room, the salon on your way into the dance hall. Okay, so there's good stuff going on in your Georgia Virtual School course, but also this community that we're in together. I think there's a lot of things that we can offer one another as we work our way through it, as we try to make it meaningful for us, for the things that we do with our students. So you can sign up for that Georgia Virtual School course. To do that, you're going to use the Cobb UWG14 coupon code. That's how you get it paid for. It's a $49 course. It's $49. It's $49 basically to be assessed. And by being assessed, then you are able to get the Georgia Virtual School badge. That's great. So you're going to want to use this coupon code. You're not going to want to pay. Do not crack out a credit card and pay for it, please, because I'm not going to know how to compensate you if you do that. That's going to make more paperwork and more fun conversations for me. So do not pay for it, please. This coupon code should work. So if you buy this product through Georgia Virtual School and you use this coupon code, then you should be paid for it. If it doesn't work, then that'll be an issue that we need to settle with Georgia Virtual School, and we'll have a fix for that. And so the first one of you to go through this may encounter an issue. Just make sure you tell us what your issue is in as much detail as you can. You can email me about that, by the way. There may be a way for you to contact Georgia Virtual School about that. And there may be a contact for us, that the person that's going to help us from Georgia Virtual School. I haven't gotten that person's name because the person who's actually our contact, she needs to go on a holiday. I know her. Her name's Sharon. She's awesome. She's from my doctoral cohort, and she hasn't had a vacation for 6 years, and you guys know how that goes. So she's on holiday till like maybe June 10th or something. But in the meantime, I'll be working with folks, a couple other people I know at Georgia Virtual School, just to make sure that we're okay. But we don't have a dedicated contact person at this point that we can kind of, gripe at this point. So, but we will have that person soon. As for creating your e-portfolio, I say that's coming soon. I'm going to give you my tip. I'm going to actually create my e-portfolio this week, and I'm going to go pester somebody at Georgia Virtual School. And I'm going to check on what they really want from us on that. And I think it's really helpful if you carve out your space before because we're going to be, this e-portfolio is an online thing. It's in the form, I think they recommend that it be a blog, but I think that it'd be easier if it were a wiki. And I know that for some of you, when I say wiki, some of you for that, it may conjure up a scary thought. Others, it may be annoying because you don't like wikis and other people have tried to push them on you. But really all it is, it's a super editable website. I liken it to a Word document, a multifaceted Word document on the web. It's just an easy website. And I think that it would be easier to create the e-portfolio in a wiki. I'll probably do that, and I'll probably make a tutorial based on what I do for myself and share that with you guys in the next couple of days. If you want to do it via a blog, I'll try to, if there's no guidance on how you do that from Georgia Virtual School, then I'll try to create guidance. But if any of you work with a blog, blog's great. It's a great writing platform. But I'm not sure how great a platform it is if you're submitting 55 separate little quests. A wiki is more like a document, and it'd be easier, I think, to submit those quests. So anyway, I'm sort of talking aloud. This is coming later this week as I build my own, and then I'll try to guide you guys, at least guide you in pursuing choices. I think it's really great when you set up your workspace, your portfolio workspace before you get to it. If you kind of create it as you go, I think it creates more noise throughout the 5 to 6 week period this summer. If you just get it done in a couple, an hour's time at the beginning, I think it saves you a lot of trouble. That's my theory. I use these with my own undergraduate students all the time, and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt in the very beginning, and it's like, what's the point? But really, once you get your workspace set up, it goes so much smoother later. So it frees you up to learn about the other things you need to learn about later. All right, so I've really yammered a lot in this intro video. I hope that I have shown you some useful things. As I update this pre-course activities area, I'll go ahead and make new announcements. I'll update this pre-course checklist, and maybe next to it I'll highlight in sort of color and maybe with an arrow or a star if I've updated things, and I may even put another little tiny announcement saying, oh, I've added something to the pre-course to-dos. In all things, just give me a holler with questions or comments or chit-chat. You can email me at khewitt@gmail.com. You can call me or text me here. Be a squeaky wheel if you need me. I guess eventually also we'll want to be using the in-course mail tool, but since it hasn't officially started, I haven't totally carved out our space yet. But we'll have more stuff here, but not too much because I don't like a lot of noise. I don't want to throw a lot at you because I know you're going to have plenty to look at in that Georgia Virtual School class. So we'll have a pretty simple design here inside of Blackboard, but hopefully you find it useful. And another thing, I promise I don't make lots of long 20-minute videos. This is just at the beginning to kind of make sure you know who I am, what I'm about, what I'm doing, that kind of thing. All right, so again, this is rare. Most of my videos I try to keep under 4 minutes, I promise. All right, let me know what you need from me, and hopefully this will be pretty clear as we continue on our journey. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.